This is 7:30 Tea with Ree.
So I'm like, oh my god, I'm literally stranded in a flooding canal.
He's like, oh, I hope you don't mind. I invited my friends.
When he pulls up to pick me up, he's in a weird-looking van.
Ree is spilling all the tea. Hello, everybody, and welcome to 7:30 Tea with Ree. How are you guys doing this week? If you hear my voice sound a little stuffy, which maybe it sounds normal to you because I'm trying to make it sound normal, but if it sounds stuffy and congested and weird, it's allergy season, so I'm fucking just dying out here. Like, genuinely. I don't know how I've made it this far, and it's only the beginning. It is only the beginning, and I've heard that this allergy season is supposed to be 10 times worse than last year, which is funny because last year it was already 10 times worse. So I'm just like, I didn't think it could get worse, but here we are. Here we are. I'm pretty sure my allergies so far has induced the cold because I had a sore throat, I've been coughing and sneezing and stuff like that, and it sucks. It honestly sucks, but I'm just getting over the cold or whatever the hell I had, allergies, whatever it was. I'm getting over it. I've been taking Mucinex, and I've been drinking a whole bunch of tea, but like non-caffeinated tea, thankfully, and it's tea that's for the sore throat. It's called yogi tea, so if anybody needs that this allergy season, that is the best tea, and add like a spoonful of honey to it too. Definitely worked for me. Another good thing is allergy glasses. If you guys have not heard of allergy glasses, go on Amazon right now and type in allergy glasses. They're gonna look like safety glasses, like goggles, but they have normal looking ones too, and I wear those all spring season. So search those up, buy them. They're like $9 or $13. Some of them are like 13 for 2. So like get it right now. Like don't walk, run to get those because they're really good for if you get puffy eyes during the season and stuff like that. Also, I use Zyrtec for my antihistamine. Other people use things like Allegra, which I think honestly, when you have allergies, sometimes you can become so immune to one of the over-the-counter pills that you have to switch to the other. Like, I remember I went to the doctor last year, right? And it was because my allergies were so bad, so I was like, maybe I need something stronger. And they, like, did not help me, honestly. They did not help me. They told me anything anybody could have told me, or anything that Google could have told me. They were like, oh yeah, you're taking Zyrtec, just switch to Allegra, and then switch back, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, thank you for informing me of this. Like, thank you so much. Like, what? Like, it was just so ridiculous. Sometimes I just kind of get irritated with shit like that. I'm just like, can somebody actually help me and give me, like, stronger meds? Because I'm genuinely screwed for this season. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm going to have to start wearing a freaking astronaut suit because I'm wearing my allergy glasses. I've got my Flonase that I take up the nose or whatever. I got the Zyrtec. And then I sometimes will wear a mask. Actually, I wear the mask most of the season because I don't want to breathe in too much of the air because it's really, really bad for me. But anyways, aside from my allergy issues, this weekend is going to be so much fun. Today is going to be so much fun. I get to see one of my best friends from college, Janelle, later. We're going into the city, and we always do this every single time her and I are meeting up. We always like to go out to dinner, and then we take really cute pictures after. Like, we'll get really dressed up, we'll go somewhere nice for dinner. We kind of like to treat ourselves like we're famous. I'm not even gonna lie, because it feels like that every time we go out. I feel like we're all exclusive, like we're just like bad bitches, and I just love it. I just love it. It's like a cute little girls' night out. So I'm gonna be going out with my bestie Janelle, and I think I know what I'm going to wear, finally. I had to, look through my closet today because I was like, I don't know what the hell to do. I don't know what to wear. I don't know what I'm going to pull off because I want to look cute on my new Instagram feed that I've been reinventing. So, yeah. But I'm excited for that. We're going to be going to Quality Bistro. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it's this French restaurant in the city. I've been to it before for my sister's birthday one year, and I really liked it. And believe it or not, you guys, I actually really love escargot. I've had it a good amount of times, and I really like it. So I might get that tonight. So I'm excited. And then I also, this weekend, tomorrow, I'm going to this Coldplay tribute concert with John. So I'm hyped. And this Coldplay tribute concert is basically these violinists will play songs by Coldplay with candlelight surrounding them and all that. And it's usually held in the city, but this time it's going to be held on Long Island in Hampton Bays area. Not like the Hamptons, but Hampton Bays is I don't know, it's nearby. It's separate. It's weird. But that's where we're going, and I'm hyped because it's going to be all cute and romantic, and I've always wanted to honestly take a boyfriend there. I feel like I never got to do that, and I'm just excited because I feel like John is the person to do that with, because I just think he actually deserves that. It doesn't make sense, because Coldplay means a lot to me. Any Coldplay song, it genuinely means a lot to me, any of their songs. So to share that with him, and then also I like to hear instrumentals because I've been playing instruments my whole life. Piano, guitar, ukulele, trumpet. Which guitar, though, let me go back to guitar. I didn't play for that long, but I have some experience with it. Basically, you get the gist. I've played instruments my whole life, so hearing the acoustics of certain songs means a lot to me. So wanting to share that with someone, especially someone like him, I'm excited for, honestly, because it just feels intimate, and it feels like I'm sharing a part of myself, even though I'm not the one playing, but it's a part of me, I hope all of that made sense. I think it did. But anyways, we're gonna be getting into this episode right now, but before we get into these stories, in case you are new here, I'm very happy that you're here, and I want to tell you about what this podcast is about in case you're confused. So this podcast is all about spilling tea and sharing your deepest, darkest secrets. So if you have any tea to spill, DM me on Instagram at 730tea with Ree, and you spell that 730TEAWITHRIE, or you can DM me on my main Instagram account at Rihanna Flores, and you spell that RIEANNAFLORES. And if you wish to be anonymous, please let me know. Your story should be up to 500 words or less, and if you want to send an audio voice message in instead of typing out your own story, please keep it up to 5 minutes max. Thank you! So now we're going to get into our first story that was sent in from one of my TikTok followers. So this one is definitely a crazy story, so I'm going to read it to you guys. It was written in. So it says, I found out my dad wasn't my biological dad through 23andMe. Growing up, I always had suspicions about my dad possibly not being my biological father. My dad is 50% Mexican, 50% Native American. My mom is 100% white. And I always looked nothing like my dad, but we excused those thoughts because I look identical to my mom and just thought her genes were really strong with me. Around Christmas of 2018, 23andMe did a buy two, get one free sale on their kits, and since my grandfather and grandmother on both sides are adopted, we thought it would be cool to see where exactly they were from, and if we also have any health conditions we should look out for. Both me and my sister have chronic illnesses, and a part of the 23andMe test can see if you're at a higher chance for certain illnesses and things like that. My sister also took one since we had an extra, and when the results came back, mine and my sister's were completely different. My dad hid the results at the time, as I was in the hospital for my mental health. He ended up telling me on my last day there, and it caused the biggest fight our family had ever seen, especially considering how high everyone's, including mine's, emotions were. My parents had been divorced for 5 years by then, but considered each other's best friends before the news broke. It tore all of the work we did after their divorce and eventually led to my dad going into a cult, which is an even crazier story that I'm more than willing to share, but needless to say, it was a lot. My mom initially denied the claims, and we sought legal action to see if my dad could stop paying child support. We ended up getting a legal DNA test, and there was a 0% chance that he was my biological father. My mother eventually gave in after the second test, but my father still paid child support, since the judge told him if he stopped, he'd have to give up parental rights. He's an amazing father, and even though I don't agree with his religious views, I'm glad he never stepped down. Most men I know would have taken that chance and left. As for my mother, she's tried very hard to repair everything, and now it's been so long, we've just given her grace. I am here to dish it all, so any questions, or if you're wondering anything, let me know. Ooh, oh my god, this is fucking crazy. This is crazy. Okay, I don't know what I would do. I don't know how I would feel. I don't know how you handled this, because if I just randomly one day found out that is just not my biological father, and he's just been lying to me my whole life, and everyone's been lying to me, I don't know. I'm glad that your father eventually told you, well, your father who raised you, I am glad that he told you at least to give you that respect. Because then maybe you wouldn't have known. Like, who knows if your mom would have told you or not, you know? It just really sucks that it tore you guys apart after that, you know, especially even how your parents had been best friends after the divorce and things were going good. And then all of a sudden this happens, and then you guys have to find and navigate a new way to be cordial with each other. I'm glad that you are giving your mom grace now and stuff like that. And my only concern really is kind of the cult. Is he still in the cult? Which, you actually, because, I didn't mention this, you guys, but we actually had DM'd a little bit more after she sent me this story because I had some questions. So, I'm going to give you guys those answers because I thought it was honestly very interesting. Okay, I'm pulling up the questions right now on my phone. So I had asked her, wait, he joined a cult? And she was like, yes, it is insane. It's a bit of a controversial topic, but in my opinion, it is 100% a cult. They use financial and emotional manipulation to benefit solely themselves, and they have also gotten in several scandals before. Another big question that I had asked her too is if she met her biological father or if she reached out to him and stuff like that. So, I had asked her that, and she said, I know his name and I have reached out to him in the past. However, he blocked me. He has 2 other kids as well. So I have 2 half siblings I've never met, and they have no idea that I exist. Yeah. So now that I filled you guys in on the DMs and stuff like that, that honestly made me upset and disappointed that her biological father basically didn't want much to do with her. Like, the fact that he just blocked her and just ignored it, and it sucks. It genuinely sucks, and it's rude, and it's fucked up. I would hope that one day he realizes that that's wrong of him and that he maybe wants to develop a relationship with you at some point. It really is a lot. Maybe he didn't know how to handle it. Maybe he still doesn't know how to handle it. But you never know. Maybe one day that may change. But either way, at the end of the day, you had a father that raised you. You know, you had a father and a mother that raised you, and that's really what matters. It doesn't have to be your biological father to be your father, you know? Anybody can be a father figure to you. Whether that's your teacher, whether that's your neighbor, your cousin, your uncle, anybody can be a father figure to you, and you've had a father figure anyways, so honestly, screw him for blocking you, you know? But overall, I feel like you handled everything so well. I mean, I don't know the details, of course, but I would say for the way you worded everything and the way you told the story and the way you went about things, I would say you handled everything very well. So I'm proud of you. But yeah, keep me updated. I definitely want to know more if there's any updates on this. And thank you so much for sharing your story. It means the most. And yeah, so we're going to be going on to our next story of the day. So this one was actually an audio message sent in, and it's called "Her Ex Tried to Expose Her to the Manager." So this one was kind of crazy. Also, I will warn you guys, when I was listening to this audio message, the person who had sent this story in speaks kind of fast, so I had to listen to it a couple of times over and over. They sent it through Instagram DM, so maybe they were trying to like keep up with the timing of it. But I'm just warning you guys, if you have to re-listen to it, like do it as many times as you need. I did it like a couple of times because I am really bad with listening to like anything that's fast paced. I'm like awful with it. But yeah, I'm gonna play the audio for you guys, so let's go listen to that.
Okay, hey besties. So I'm actually like really high right now, so I'm not gonna do that. But so what happened is that I was dating this guy that I was working with, and I dated him for a year, but he was like really weird, so I dumped him, right? Just to make a long story short of it. And yeah, I know not to date guy I work with, whatever. And so I broke up with him. He stopped working there, but then there's this other guy that he like hated, but like he was kind of like, I don't know, kind of into him. So then I started like, messing around with him, right? Mind you, he has a baby mama and like 3 kids and one on the way. So I know this is like completely gutter butt of me to do, but like whatever, right? And so you can like feel free to like embellish. Hold on, part 2. Okay, yeah, feel free to embellish, but basically everything was going fine, and then my ex, like, he, for some reason, felt the need to text my old manager and my current manager and be like, oh my god, this dude that I'm currently dealing with, like, is trying to sleep with, like, some other girl that's working at the job that I'm at. Like, he doesn't work there anymore, but he's, like, trying to sleep with some other girl, and, he also slept with, like, the old manager, which he did, but, like, the other thing was a lie. But, like, it was, like, so messy, and then I had to go back and, like, clean it up, but, like, he doesn't, like, say me, but, like, I feel like people who know kind of know, you know what I mean? So, like, 2 people knew about it. It was, like, so embarrassing, but, like, not embarrassing, but, like, I had to, like, really clean it up, and then, yeah, and then, like, because of that, he was like, yeah, I don't want to deal with you anymore, and the thing that hurts me, because I wasn't, like, into him like that. Wait, hold on, part 3. I wasn't into him like that. It's just like I had like just like perfectly trained him the way I wanted him to be. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that sounds awful. Like, don't judge me, but like, you know what I mean? But yeah, so like, it just kind of like was frustrating that like I had everything I wanted, and then like someone else ruined it. My ex, and like he was being so crazy. Like, he was literally on like a rampage. It was crazy. But yeah, now I know better. Oh, and the reason it happened was kind of my fault too, because like I thought that he was okay. Like, my ex was okay with like me talking to him because I thought we were friends, but he was like, no, we're not friends, I guess, because for some reason so he told me that he was okay with me talking about like the crush that I had on like the other guy, and I was like, okay, cool. And so I was like, can I tell you about like me kissing him? He was like, yeah, okay, cool. So I told him about me kissing him, and then he went on this rampage. So low-key it's my fault, but like don't put that, well, you can put that, I don't know, it's anonymous. So yeah, anyway, bye.
This is probably like the funniest, fucking like all over the place, messiest audio I've ever gotten sent, but I love it. I'm not even complaining about it. I just think it's actually hilarious, just the way it's told, like, because it's so fast and it's just like to the point with things. I mean, like, look, I found myself getting confused a little bit in the story, but also I just thought it was hilarious. Okay, going into the story itself, though, that's crazy. That is so crazy that your ex tried to basically like involve your workplace setting with this. I mean, he had already stopped working there. Like, there was no reason for him to try and do that. And also too, like, what gets me, you and your ex stayed friends after, and he said he was okay with you talking about this other guy, and then all of a sudden he like switches up out of nowhere. I also have so many questions because this just sounds like a messy situation. So it also seems like, because you mentioned that the guy that you were talking to was someone that he kind of hates. Girl, were you doing this to get back at your ex? I really want to know. I gotta know this. I should have asked, but like, I'm so curious to know. It sounds messy as hell. It sounds like your ex honestly still has feelings for you. That's what it sounds like. Especially if you guys are still texting and stuff, and he's getting mad that you're, making, like, forming a connection with someone else, especially someone he hates. Like, it sounds like he's trying to get some rise out of you, and it also sounds like he's trying to get you in trouble and do all that stuff at your workplace because he's trying to get a reaction out of you, because he cares about you. And that might sound fucked up. That sounds also super manipulative. It sounds like he just so badly wants your attention because he still has feelings because you broke up with him. So it sounds like he's in need of some sort of, like, validity or whatever, or he just has feelings for you. I think it's a good thing that you guys broke up. Kick him to the curb. Maybe block him, because he just sounds messy as hell. But, oh my god, that's real fucking crazy. I would be, honestly, so upset and mad and feel so betrayed if someone tried to mess up, like, not only your new form connection, because he tried to mess that up too. He tried to mess that up, and then he also tried to make things messy for you at your workplace. No. He's an absolute red flag. Completely just block him. I think completely cut him off. He does not sound good. He just sounds messy, and you don't want to be messy. But, anyways, that's my take on that. That's my opinion. I think to hell with him, kick him to the curb, and yeah. Anyways, thank you so much for sharing your story. I thought it was really funny the way you told it. Oh my god, it's too fucking funny. Anyways, though, we are gonna get into our last and final story of the day. So this one was a written-in story sent in from one of my TikTok followers. And this one is called "My Boyfriend's Little Sister Had Secretly Asked Me to Buy Her Birth Control and the Parents Found Out." So I'm going to read that right now. It says, okay, this is my story. This was back in 2020 when I was with my then boyfriend. We had been together for a little over a year at this time. At this time, his sister was 14 and I was 19. His sister calls me and was wondering where I was at. I was driving with my mom, and his sister called me and asked if I can go to her house since it was close to where I was. On the phone, she asked if I had money, and I told her, of course I do. I get to her house, and she's the only one there, and I thought it was weird because it was at 11 a.m. on a Tuesday on a school's day. They lived up the street from a CVS, and she asked if we can go there and if I can buy her a Plan B. Their family is very strict when it comes to that type of stuff. They don't believe in birth control, vasectomies, or abortion. They're the type that if you're doing these things that you can get pregnant, and if you do, you keep it, regardless of how old you are, financial situations, or whatever the case may be. Her dad showed up, and I had to lie saying that it was mine, and she went with me to go get it. I was so embarrassed because I had to lie to their dad, and he gave me that disappointment father look. When she left, she apologized to me over and over. Literally 2 weeks later, she asked me again to buy another Plan B. 2 years went by, and after we broke up, I got a long message from their mom in Spanish saying that my daughter told me what you did, and I know what type of kids I raised. She would have never asked you to buy her that stuff. You know what type of family we are. I'm so lucky my son didn't have children with you. I said, did she tell you that I bought it for her twice? I bet you didn't know that. You'll buy her alcohol, but I guess I'm the only bad one. I blocked all of them on all social media platforms. Okay, this would irritate me so bad because it's like, I would not, girl, I don't know what I would have done because that's like your boyfriend's sister, so it's like you want to have a good relationship with her, but you're also like, you don't want to take the fall for it. I give you a whole bunch of credit for trying to take the fall for it and accepting that disappointment look from his father, because it's seriously not fair to you. I feel like at that point maybe I would have just told on her, because it's like, it's not your problem at all. It sounds like a people pleaser thing, because I'm a people pleaser, and knowing me, maybe I would have done it. I don't know, but I think you should not have taken the fall for that. I think you should have just maybe tried to go to the parents secretly and say, hey, your daughter's asking for this, and just outed her from the beginning, because it's not your problem, you know? And I mean, I think it's sweet that she felt comfortable enough to go to you. That just shows that you guys did have a good relationship. But I don't like that she basically was okay with you lying about that and still continued to lie to the point where even the mom, after the breakup, messaged you this long thing about that. And I'm glad you ended up telling her the truth. But I still am just like, it's so unfair to you that you had to deal with that. It's just not even okay. It's so interesting you mentioned this story too, because the closest thing that I can relate to on this is like, okay, I remember in one relationship I was in, I was actually pretty close with one of my ex's little sisters. Like, we got along very well, whatever. And with her, she used to be very depressed. And she was only like 13, but she was very depressed for her age. And I remember that she had a cutting problem. And there was a period in time where, it had been a while where she had cut. Like, she hadn't been cutting and it was going all right. Until, like, there was one day, like, I was hanging out with that boyfriend at the time and we were playing games in his room. And she came in to hang out with us. And I noticed she had, like, long sleeves on. And it was, like, summertime. And I noticed she tried to sneak a tissue down her sleeve, and when she went to throw it away, I saw there was blood on it, and I was like, oh my god. So I had immediately told his mom, because I was just like, I can't let that happen. Like, it's just wrong. And I felt really bad because, it's not my business, but at the same time it is, because, I'm just trying to do what's right and what's best for her at that age. So I told the mom, and the mom was like upset with her, and they had a long talk. But my relationship with the sister, it stayed fine. It might have been a little bit awkward at first, but she knew that I was trying to do the right thing too. So I think, next time if you ever come across in a scenario like that, honestly, just try to do the right thing without lying. Just don't lie, do what's best for the kid. And don't try to take control of it yourself. Leave it to the parents for the most part. Unless the parents aren't being good parents, then you take control, Like, there's only so much I can phrase it in, like, the right way. But just try to do the right thing for the most part. Don't take the fall for anybody when it's not your problem, And also, by the way, it's good that you block them all on social media after, because fuck that. The fact that they tried to, like, make you the bad guy after is just wild. I mean, it's like, I understand in the way of, like, they had no idea and she lied, but still, like, whatever. Fuck them. But, just, girl, try to be just honest next time. Just go straight to the parents. But anyways, thank you anyways for sharing the story. It's always good to listen to everybody's stories. I really loved everyone's stories that was sent in today, and I appreciate them a lot. So thank you guys so much. So let's close out this episode now with our sound healing. So yeah, we're going to clear up all this energy we just let out. So we're going to sit back, lie down, relax, shut your eyes, take a deep breath in from your nose and out from your mouth. And I'm going to play. Alright, you guys, thank you so much for listening to today's episode. It always means the most when you guys join. I absolutely love it. And if you are new here and you made it this far, thank you so much. That means the absolute most to me. Go follow me on all of my socials. If you see any description or anything, you'll probably see the link in my bios and all that, and all of my social media handles. So go follow all of those. And thank you guys again so much for listening to today's episode. And I hope you guys all have the bestest week ever. I love you guys so much, and goodbye!